So what happens if your child is involved in a car crash? Well, there's a couple different things that are different about your child's case than there would be with your case. So the first major difference is that your child has a longer period typically to bring any claims or file a lawsuit due to that crash. So whereas a typical person has 3 years to file for a car accident case, that can be different depending on other factors that might be involved. But typically a person has 3 years to bring a lawsuit for personal injuries in Wisconsin. But for a minor, because they can't make their own decisions, the law gives them up until their 20-year-old birthday to file a claim or to bring a lawsuit. So what that means is that if a child is injured when they're 5 or 10 or 13 or 15, they would have up until their 20th birthday to file that claim or to settle the lawsuit. Or if they're injured when they're almost turning 18, they're going to have the longer 3-year period. So that's the first major difference between an adult and a minor car accident case. The second major difference is that in order to settle a case for a minor child, the court has to approve that. So the process for settling a minor's case would be a little different. Whereas for your case, we can just settle that directly with the insurance company, sign a release, and get a check. For your child's case, we have to actually go to court and file for what's called a minor settlement approval. And the process is fairly simple. It's not a full lawsuit, but it's just a petition to see that the judge thinks that the settlement is fair and reasonable and approves it. And the typical process is a petition is filed. The court will appoint a guardian ad litem, who is another attorney who is independent. And the guardian ad litem, his or her job will be to review the settlement, find out if it's fair, reasonable, and in the best interest of your child. And if so, then there'll be a final court date where the court will look at it, look at the settlement, make sure that there's no ongoing injuries that haven't been addressed. And if the court thinks it's fair and reasonable, the court will approve it and allow the settlement to go through. Now the third step in that process would be whatever money is paid on behalf of your child, that money has to be set aside in what's called a restricted custodial account. And that's just simply a bank account where the parent is named as the custodian, but the bank has to restrict that. Okay, that money is set aside for your minor child, and it's not to be used by the parent for rent or food or mortgage payments. That money is strictly for the child, and it has to be held until they're 18. So those are the major differences between an adult claim for injuries and a minor child's claim for injuries. If you have any questions about your child's claim, feel free to give us a call. Our phone number is 414-774-7330, or you can always go to our website and either message us or text message us from there. Thanks.